Morning everybody, this is John at Restoration X Cycle, and today I'm going to actually show you guys how to assemble a motor. And then I've kind of laid everything out, and I did a lot of cleaning. So I started about 5:30 a.m. this morning. My goal is to get this 86YZ125 up and done today, so gotta get started early. So first of all, I disassembled the motor, and I always find surprises. When I took off the flywheel cover, water came pouring out, and then also there was a nice Allen bolt in there just floating around. So I just, when I bought this from a guy here in Idaho, they said, "Oh yeah, we went through the whole bike." Yeah, you sure did. So, any case, so I have got the motor all apart. I've spent a lot of time cleaning it. I'll go ahead and take this down a little bit so you can see what's going on. All right. So, spent a lot of time cleaning the cases, the outside. Now you're asking, well, what do I clean them with? I clean all metal surfaces with lacquer thinner. So first of all, it went into my parts cleaning sink and it soaked, and then brushed it all down, and then it came out. Then I wiped it all down twice with lacquer thinner. So that got done, and then I went over the gasket surfaces here and there, and then the other side. So, and this is what I use. I used to use just a standard SOS pad, but I got this little flapper disc, which is an SOS pad flapper disc. So lightly go over the surfaces with this, because this will dig a hole. So lightly. After I got the gasket surfaces cleaned up, I pressed in the main bearings, brand new main bearings, and then the seals. And then I have a little tool that because we want to make sure that seal is evenly pressed into the hole there. So I use a bearing installer, a seal driver. Sorry, it's really still a seal driver, and I just work my way around the seal, making sure that it's evenly into the slot. So that's that. So I did that to both cases, and we're ready to roll. I think there's anything else that I need to say. This case, so basically the clutch side goes down, and then the flywheel side will go on top. That's the way you install the motor. You ask why I use blocks to put it on, because obviously when we push the shafts through, it's going to cause unevenness. So we're just going to prop it up on blocks so that we can work on it. So we're going to put the transmission in first, and obviously all these transmission bearings, I inspected them. They all turn freely and they're smooth. I did not replace those. So we're going to go ahead and get going here. So, no, I've never done an 86YZ125 motor. They're all pretty much the same. This one is just a little bit more, it's a little different than most. So again, we're going to put the star in. There's tabs. There's tabs that hold the shift drum in. You got to make sure those little stars go in between the tabs so you don't break off the tabs. I've seen it done lots of times. So there you go. And then you ask, well, what position does your shift drum need to be at? This one's a little bit unique because it's got, I'll put the spot with the least amount of channels downward. That's kind of how I do it. And then you're going to take your transmission. Whoa, that was close. put it together, mesh it together like that. Then you're going to start putting your shift forks on. The shift forks can only go on one way. The transmission will only accept a certain shift fork. So it's like that. And like that. Hold it together. You want to be real careful because one of these transmission shafts goes into needle bearings, and if it doesn't go in straight, you'll damage the needle bearings, and then you're buying a new needle bearing. Snap. So that was perfect. So now you got to get the shift fork tabs inside the channels of the shift drum. So the two-sided ones went right in for me. All right, we're back at it. So I got that stubborn trans and shift drum in order. So the reason I knew that it wasn't going to be right is that the transmission was not moving with the shift drum. So here's an example. You probably, I don't know if you guys can see it but when you turn the transmission and the shift drum together, you should see the shift forks move. So that tells me that's a go, because that shift forks are moving around as you turn the transmission. So that's a go. So I'm happy with it. Everything's even, Steven. Now I'm gonna put the rod in. Actually, I'm gonna put the Yama bond in next. Where did I put it? So basically, it's Yama bond number 4, and some people apply it with I've applied it with a paintbrush, a small little artist brush, all around the gasket surfaces. There's an applicator that you can use and just cut it around. I always just like to use my finger. I don't know, just me. So, and the reason I don't put the rod in first, because I want to get behind the gears real well. Obviously that's a sealing point. So I'm going to go ahead and put the Yama bond on. And there's kind of a chunky part there, and I don't want that to be in there. Evenly coat the surfaces. It's not a beauty contest. The only object that we're trying to do is make sure it seals. It kind of sucked to get the whole motor together and have oil seep out the center cases. It's never happened to me yet. When I say yet, any excess that squeezes out as we tighten down these center cases, you can just wipe off with the towel because it's still going to be wet. This stuff is amazing. It really, really works well. Okay, looks like we got it done. I'm going to go ahead and so we're gonna, this is your main bearing side. So it went all the way in without me pressing it in. That's good. So we just want to double check everything to make sure everything is good. We'll make sure the rod is going to be in the center. We got adequate coating. We got case pin. There's one that goes here and here. Here's the other one. The other one is on the other side of the case already. It would not come out for me. And so there we go. I can't forget the case pins. That makes the case to go together evenly. So you can tell that it bottomed out on the main bearing. Sometimes you can take a mallet and just hit it around. Just to show you, this is a tusk tool. Assists in putting the cases together nice and smooth. So we got a retainer, threaded retainer there, and then the nut. You want to get it on. Sometimes it gets really tight. We'll stop right there. This, and this fits like this over that.